Okay, guys, so I'm here to make a couple of things for snacks and for breakfast for my family. Just make ahead that I need to put in the freezer. So I have a list of the things that I'm going to be making. So bread, of course, donuts, chin chin, muffins, pancakes, waffles, molten lava cake, French toast, possibly cinnamon rolls. I'm not very sure about that one. I put a question mark over there just in case I get too tired and I don't want to make it anymore. Okay, so yeah, some of these things I'm just going to finish prepping them, like the molten lava cakes. I'm going to be making some baking some for dessert for this night, but the rest I will not bake them. I'm just going to put them in the freezer. Just leave them in the container and put them in the freezer. When we need to use them for dessert, I'm going to take them out and pop in the oven. Alright, so if you look here, I already have like my butter separated according to the things sorry, let me see. Can you see that? Yeah, I already have my butter separated, okay? And I have my 2 towers of milk here. So without further ado, let's get into it, okay? Alright. Guys, can you stop making noise, please? Were you sleeping? Let me make donut for you, okay?
Yeah, donut.
Yeah. Donut. He even drew a donut at school yesterday, and he was telling daddy that he wants mommy to make this.
Donut.
And he showed me the colored donut, the donut that he colored and painted. So, mommy's gonna make donuts. You like donuts?
Yeah.
Yay, donut for the win. Okay. Can you go over there? Okay, everyone. So let's begin. First, I am starting with 4 cups of milk, which I'm going to warm up in the microwave, and then I'm going to be adding some yeast to that because we are going to be making the bread dough first. So I pour in the yeast and mix it in the mixer bowl, cover it to proof, and then I go ahead and start to prepare the dough that I'm going to be using to make the chin chin. Here, what we are working with is some flour, some margarine. I'm using plant-based margarine. I have like leftover in my fridge for some time now. I just wanted it to finish, so I decided to use that. And then I'm using also some evaporated milk, nutmeg, sugar, salt, and some vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract. So after mixing that by hand, you're going to get like you need a stiff dough. So I'm going to transfer it to my dough mat, and then I will cover that and allow it to settle a little bit, to rest a little bit. So over here, back to our bread dough, the yeast has proved. I added some eggs to the milk and the yeast mixture, and then I start to add in my flour bit by bit. This mixer, you have to add your flour bit by bit and mix in small quantities. You don't put everything at once so that you don't overwhelm the mixer. All right, so I start doing that, and then while it's mixing, I go back to my chin chin dough, and I'm going to use the rolling pin to stretch it out, and then I cut it up into small cubes, to which I will allow to rest in the tray. I didn't show that part now, but then I also go over and mix another warm milk and yeast mixture. This one is going to be for my donut and the cinnamon rolls. So now here I am rolling out the dough for the bread. I'm going to be making different shapes with this and just putting them in my bread baking pans, and just keep them to rise for almost 1 hour. So with this new bosch mixer that I bought, I don't need to knead my dough anymore. Once I take them out from the mixer, I just roll it into my shape, put in the baking pans, and then keep it to rest and to proof even more before I will go ahead and bake them in the oven. These ones that I'm rolling into balls, they are for my children's sandwich on Thursdays. Every Thursday is sandwich day. I usually use egg and sausage rounds to make sandwiches for them.
Watch as it breaks down.
So over here, I'm trying to be fancy and make a, a woolen kind of bread, right? So I'm going to be rolling these tightly, and when I get to the point where I slice the dough into these tiny bit strips, I will just roll it loosely. And so when I finish baking the bread, it's going to have like some lines over it, and then I will fold it inside the pan and also set aside.
You take me for a fool if I let, give it all away for you, so take me.
Now it's time to fry the chin chin. I'm using this small bit to taste, to try out how hot the oil is. I eventually had to reduce the oil because it was really hot. As you can see, the one I used to try the oil eventually turned brown very quickly. So look at, this is the color you want for your chin chin. Everything is looking very nice and golden brown, and I promise you this chin chin is super yummy. It is exceptionally yummy. I'm telling you, this is the best chin chin you've ever tried in your life, okay, if you make it the way I've made it. All right, so after frying the chin chin, I will also measure out the flour that we're going to be using both for our donut and for the cinnamon roll. So I added milk powder, sugar, salt, nutmeg powder, that's ground nutmeg, to it. And then in the same flour, in the same mixing bowl that I used for the bread, is still the same bread dough that I'm using for all of them, right? So there's no need to start washing the dough, it's such a hassle. So I poured the warmed milk with the yeast mixture, some eggs, some melted butter, and then I added the dry ingredients. And after measuring it out over here, I will, just divide the dough into two, put the one for the cinnamon roll in one bowl and cover it, and put the one for the donut in another bowl and cover it and let it rest. You guys, so chin chin thick. Oh, I'm supposed to be taking it here. So I will soon put the bread in the oven, so I'm gonna take that one off, and then we're left with what? Cinnamon rolls, donuts, muffins, breakfast muffins, pancakes, and waffles. This French toast, I think I'm just gonna keep, after making the bread, there's no need to just cut it to make French toast. I feel like it would be better for the French toast to be, freshly made, as long as there's bread, right? All I need to do is just to whip up some egg, milk, and cinnamon powder, and we have French toast. So yeah, I'm not gonna do this one. I'm gonna do it. Let's just leave it for fresh, okay? Freshly made. Okay, so before I put the bread in the oven, I lightly wash them, to use some egg wash to brush each and every one of them, and just transfer it all in the oven. Over here, I was so hungry. I had not eaten, so I was eating my homemade lovely fried rice here, beef fried rice. And it's very yummy. You guys know I always make wonderful meals. Okay, so we move on now to the pancakes. Yes, we are gonna be making pancakes, and again, my pancakes are always a hit. I'm going to show you. So we usually have melted butter, vanilla extract, eggs, milk, right? And then we add some flour. I usually also add an extra milk powder just for that gourmet feel, that rich, mouthful of pancake that you get when you eat it. You eat my pancakes, you can only find these type of pancakes in very big hotels where they charge you so much, okay, just for a breakfast. I'm not kidding. All right, so after mixing that, my bread is already done. I take them out on the oven and I brush them with the butter and just watch the thing melt all over the bread. It's very yummy, it's very attractive. So here I am lightly greasing the surface of my pan, right? And I will start to fry the pancakes. So while, frying the pancakes, I will concurrently take out the dough that is supposed to be used for the cinnamon rolls. I will roll this out as fast, as flat as I can on my dough mat, and then I will grease some butter all over the surface. And to this, I'm going to, spread a mixture of cinnamon powder in brown sugar. So I roll it up, and then I start to cut them into these tiny circles, right? You can see it. Please kindly ignore my knife. Don't tell me to buy a dough cutter. Mine was missing. I have a dough cutter, but it was missing. We eventually found it. My husband helped me find it. It was just somewhere, But yeah, it wasn't available at the time, so I was using my knife. Okay. All right. So after that, I am going to nicely place these cinnamon rolls in my baking pan, my oven pans, and I will brush them again just to get that shiny look on top of it, glaze on top when you bake them in the oven. All right, and then I will transfer those to the oven, and then I move over to my donut. Okay, so this is my donut cutter. I have this circle one, I have this really tiny one, so I use the big one to cut out the size of the donut that I want, and then I use the really tiny one to make the hole in the middle that makes it a donut. Okay, all right, so I'll also transfer these to the tray and keep. I had some that I couldn't really build into any shape, so I just kind of made them into twisted donut shapes. All right, over here, look at our lovely cinnamon rolls. See the glistening, how lovely those cinnamon rolls look. We are also starting to fry our donuts over here, and then again you can see that my pancakes are just so fluffy, so light, and so beautiful. This is the type of heat you need. It's really low heat, and before you flip your pancakes, you need to make sure that they have started to form these bubbles on top and it's set so that it doesn't spill when you flip it. But it doesn't have to be too hard, because if you let it to set completely, then under it will be like a sort of biscuit. It will be too hard. Okay, like flaky, like crackers. You don't want that. And one more tip I want to give for the pancakes: you need to just be just lightly greasing your surface of your pan with some oil or butter, whatever you're using. Okay, don't pour oil as if you're frying donuts. No. All right, so over here we are also, I started by creaming some sugar and butter, and then adding every other thing to make my breakfast muffins. Yes, we are going to be making 55 cups of muffins. Yes, as you know, these are freezer meal breakfasts, and for my children's snacks for going to school, and sometimes the ones we're gonna be having for dessert. Yes, so I needed to make large batches so that I can actually store them in the chest freezer and not have to worry about these things for the next few weeks. All right, so after mixing my muffins, I start to section them using my ice cream scoop just to get the same quantity, fairly the same amount, into muffin cups. And after that, I transferred everything to the oven to start to bake. And then we move on to the waffles. Yes, I like using Greek yogurt for my waffles. I used Greek yogurt. I used some eggs, vanilla extract, flour, salt, sugar, and then just mix everything together, and melted butter, of course. I hear the west. As of now, I had already removed my mixer bowl from the stand mixer and just poured some water to let it get soft before I wash it. And so I was using my hand mixer there. It was just more convenient than having to wash the mixer and set it all up again to start to mix all these little, not much demanding types of butter. Anyway, here is my waffle machine. I bought this from Costco. That's what I'm using. I just scoop into it and I spread it out with a spatula, and then I cover it and allow it to cook. Okay. So while that is going on, the last thing that we are gonna be making is what? Chocolate lava cake. Yes, you guys, I started trying to make chocolate lava cake this year. My first trial was on New Year's Day. I didn't get, that popular center that chocolate lava cake is known for. For the cake, I ended up with something that looked like a brownie, but it was very yummy. Anyway, so here I am using, because I'm making a lot, I'm using 3 eggs in addition to 3 egg yolks. The extra egg yolk will make it really rich and creamy and delicious. Okay, so I add some sugar and some salt to this. I think I put a little evaporated milk, just a tiny bit amount of evaporated milk. Before then, I had already melted some chocolate, dark chocolate and milk chocolate with butter over a steam, and just let it cool down a little. So I start to cream those egg yolks, okay, with the sugar mixture until it becomes a light, thicker yellow color. And then I add the chocolate mixture, the melted chocolate. And then to that, I add only what? 4 tablespoons of flour. This is the thing that is going to give it the body, okay, that will help it form a shape in the ramekin cups. And then I gently use my spatula to incorporate everything. You no longer need to use the mixer at this time. Okay, so I incorporated it, and after incorporating it, I started to section it out into my already oiled and floured ramekin cups. Some of them I did not bake immediately. I kept them in the freezer because, chocolate lava cake is something that you eat immediately you finish baking it. Okay, that combination of that melted center with ice cream is nice. So I baked some in the oven because I wanted to reward myself for all of the hard work I did. And then the rest I transferred to the chest freezer along with all the other things that I had made. Guys, you know that feeling? That feeling when you wanted to do something and you went ahead and did it impeccably. That feeling you get afterwards. You may be tired, but that feeling, that's how I'm feeling right now. The excitement. I feel so proud of myself, right? I made a couple of things I'm going to show you in a bit. So breakfast, for the coming week, and probably the next one, of course, the next one is settled, right? Snack as well. Just so happy. Okay, so I'm going to show you the things I made. Remember that I decided to cancel the French toast. I just thought there's no need to just start slicing this bread that I just made just to make 10 French toast, only to freeze it, right? It's something that I can quickly do in the morning, okay, even on a school day, so there's no need. I don't feel like French toast is really yummy when it's freshly made and it's hot, okay, from the stove. Yeah, so I decided not to go ahead with the French toast, but every other thing, by the grace of God, I did. So our runner up here, okay, did I say run up? Line up. I wanted to say line up. I'm so sleepy. It's now like 12 a.m. I think, almost 12. Our lineup is breakfast pancakes. If you see the pancakes, you'll melt. Breakfast pancakes, breakfast muffins, donuts, just because my son asked for donuts, okay? And chin chin, cinnamon rolls, waffles, and chocolate lava cake. Yeah, so for the chocolate lava cake, I just put like 4 ramekin cups in the oven right now because I just feel like I deserve a treat, so I want to have one of those. Okay, I want to have one. And then the rest, I'm not going to be baking them today. I've mixed everything. I'm going to put in the freezer when we need to have them for dessert, right? I'll bring them out and just pop in the oven and it's ready. Okay, how to eat it is just to scoop some lovely vanilla or French whatever ice cream, okay, Häagen-Dazs ice cream, okay, caramel biscuits and speculoos. Put it over there with some strawberries, blueberries, whatever you want. And just enjoy it. All right, so let me show you the thing. Okay guys, look at what we are working with over here. Can you people see? Chin chin, check. Pancakes, check. Muffins, check. Chocolate lava cake, check. Waffles, check. Donuts, check. Cinnamon rolls, check, check, check. And of course, bread. Look at the champion over there. Bread, check, check, check. My lovely husband is helping me. Yeah, he was helping me all the while to clean up the utensils I was using. God bless you, babe. The kids have gone to bed since. Oh, okay, let me stop talking. I will put all these things in freezer bags and put them in the freezer. Thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.
Wait.